All right, here I am at the Porta Road railroad crossing in Logan Township, Pennsylvania. Well, this is actually near Altoona, Pennsylvania, but really the little corporation that this crossing is in is supposedly called Logan Township, but it's relatively close to Altoona anyway. But yeah, this crossing right here is a rather neat crossing owned by the Norfolk Southern Pittsburgh line, which is what the NS Chicago line turns into once you pass Pittsburgh, even though a small portion of it's also technically called like the Fort Wayne line, but I believe that's either the same line or it's like a diversion off of one another. I kind of forgot how it works, but either way, this is still like a portion of the same line as the NS Chicago line, which is relatively busy, not as nearly as busy as like per se Elkhart, Indiana, but it's still pretty decent. But yeah, and I decided to tour this crossing because me and my buddy are taking a vacation to Pennsylvania around the Altoona area, and since this crossing is basically one of if not the only crossing near Altoona, Pennsylvania, I decided to give it a tour. And also since it has a rather interesting layout, as you can see. So yeah, I guess with all that said, I'll explain all the equipment as I go on here. So with that said, let's get to it. So for the first signal, this has a SafeTran double-sided base. And here's the emergency information and the dot number. And the dot number is 529-267G. And if you look on the gate arm, there's a emergency sticker right there. Emergency information with the number on it. But yeah, and the gate mechanism on this one, this has a SafeTran gate mechanism 2000s generation. And the gate features some Ricoh incandescent gate lights and a wind guard on this mast, as you can see. Pretty neat stuff. It is getting a little dark, so hopefully I don't run out of daylight too fast. Well, there is a light over there once I get over there, but yeah. And for the lights on this one, this has 3 pairs of SafeTran 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights, all sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. And this pair faces towards 11th Avenue South, sits on a SafeTran light bracket as well as a SafeTran extender arm. And for the bell on this one, this has a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell set on low volume. And just like basically every other crossing out of state on Norfolk Southern, the bell wiring is to only ring when the gates are going down, and it doesn't ring again after that. Pretty typical. So yeah, that right there was the first signal. Pretty typical, pretty basic, but still kind of cool just to see incandescent lights on an active line. Now let's go ahead and check out this little miscellaneous signal right here, which is facing towards Porta Road, because since we are in the middle of the Allegheny Mountains, as you can see, there's like a big mountain over there, and you can see how steep the roads are. NS decided to install this little miscellaneous signal to see around this windy curve down there, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I guess that said, let's go ahead and take a look at this signal. So for this one, this also has a SafeTran double-sided base, and here's the sticker emergency formation for Norfolk Southern. And the lights is just one pair of SafeTran 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights on a SafeTran light bracket. And there is no bell on this signal. And as a matter of fact, there's no crossbuck on this signal. It's kind of cool. Looks kind of weird. It kind of looks naked in a way. Even though I don't know if that's considered as a bad word, but it's, that's the best way I can describe this signal, is naked. So yeah, that right there was the first side of the crossing, as you can see. And as you can see, the Pittsburgh line is triple tracked. You got your main 1 here, 2 and 3, and this track is where all the helper units go on. It's quite an interesting line. It's like the Chicago line, how that's double tracked pretty much the entire way, but the Pittsburgh line here is actually triple tracked almost the entire way. And I don't know if that I'm hearing down there is a train, but if it is, I'm gonna go ahead and hurry this up because we're getting some action here. All day it's been kind of dead, and I guess we're picking up again. But yeah, so here is the third signal and the final signal, which is similar to the other ones. So for this one, this has another SafeTran double-sided base, and as you can see, the concrete foundation's not on the ground all the way. That's a little concerning, but oh well. And here's the emergency information once again with the sticker emergency information on the gate arm. Which, speaking of which, the gate mechanism is another SafeTran gate mechanism 2000s generation. And the gate lights are NEG incandescent gate lights and a wind guard. These are the older generation ones, which are basically bricks screwed on the gate mechanism with exposed wires. Some old stuff. And for the lights on this one, this has 4 more pairs of SafeTran 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights. As you can see, all incandescent, and we got a double tree on this SafeTran light extender arm, as you can see, both facing towards 10th Avenue, which is a little industry road that takes you here. You know, it's kind of cool. It takes you down there. And these are all sitting on SafeTran light brackets. Yep, there's the first one. And the second one's up here. Yep. And there is no bell on the signal. That GS Type 2 E-bell over there is the only bell on this crossing. Pretty quiet, but that's all you need basically for the only crossing near Altoona. But yeah, so that right there was the equipment to show here at Porta Road. Here's the relay case. And if you look, there's a couple of warning stickers, but there isn't really exactly an exact milepost number. There we go. So yeah, that's that for you. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. So down there is heading east or north. I think this is heading east. Yeah, this is heading east to north towards downtown Altoona eventually, and it also eventually towards the yard in Altoona and the Juniata shops, and eventually you will start heading down towards like the Harrisburg area and etc., towards Tyrone, Pennsylvania, I believe. And down there is heading southwest towards the curve and eventually towards the world famous Horseshoe Curve. Yep, this way, just a few miles down, is the Horseshoe Curve, which is pretty neat. And eventually this will take you all the way to Conway and back to Ohio, where it's the Fort Wayne, then the Chicago line. I believe that's how it's arranged, but I could be wrong. So, but yeah, I guess with all that said, this was the Porta Road railroad crossing in Logan Township, near Altoona, Pennsylvania. Pretty neat stuff. This was basically my first crossing toured in Pennsylvania too. Hopefully I'll tour more in the future, but for now, over and out. That's it.